Tomike, you can proceed.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining from. We are Team Black Scholar. So 9 weeks ago, a group of us started the journey of creating a valuable product. And before I get started and walk you through all of this, it's important I introduce you to the team that did this. Our product team consisted of 4 Scrum Masters, 2 business analysts, a product owner, a product manager, a UX designer, and a developer. The task before us was to develop a product that helps Black students access scholarship information as they pursue post-secondary education. In our research, we found that millions of dollars in scholarship money goes unclaimed every year because students don't apply. And 48% of Black students owe more than they borrowed after graduation in comparison to other races. This was stunning to us as we set to understand why this gap exists. As we empathized through interviewing and surveying 74 Black domestic and international students in and outside of Canada, we found that a lot of students were either unaware of eligible scholarship, found it difficult to search as there was no centralized location, or lacked information and guidance to help this process. With this and ideating, we're able to define our product, Black Scholar. So what is Black Scholar? Black Scholar is a one-stop web application that provides up-to-date scholarship information for Black students. Our goal is to help Black students maximize scholarship options available to them and to enable them achieve their educational pursuit. We provide concise information in a centralized location, easy navigation on our platform, strong community engagement, and tailored guidance. So here's our business model canvas. Our customer segment are Black domestic students, Black international students, parents, guardians, sponsors, colleges, universities, community centers, advertisers, and our value proposition, as mentioned, is to provide tailored and organized one-stop shop scholarship information for Black students, to save them time in their search and to provide support through direct access to community with similar interests, and to provide scholarship application guidance as well. So our revenue stream is that of a freemium. So it's free to browse through our website and access the scholarship information. But if you want that tailored scholarship application guidance, we have 2 coaches, one who is able to help with MBA scholarship applications, and the second who is able to help with the undergrad scholarship application. And it's for a fee. And we also are able to get revenue through advertisement, partnerships, and corporate sponsorship. And on this screen, you're also able to see our cost structure. So before we set out to build our product, our amazing UX designer started with a sketch, then a prototype, and he was able to develop key features like our search engine, our community, coaching, and our tips. Enough of me telling you about what we did. It's time to show you our product.
All right, thank you so much, Tomike, for that presentation so far. So, hi, my name is Abby. I'm going to be walking you all through our product right now, and come along with me on this journey. So I'm going to be walking you through as an undergrad student who have just gotten admission, and I'm looking to get scholarships. So I'll first walk you through our sign-in page. So right now I'm logged in, so I'm just going to log out. And you can either sign up if you're a new user or you're visiting our website for the first time, or you can log in, right? So I already have my credentials here and my account, and I'm just going to sign in. And once you sign in, you can always go into your My Profiles to update your information. So I can change my name, my country. Let's say I move to the States, I can always update my information there and save changes. I can also change my passwords and all of those as well. So I'm gonna click change password here. So there's one thing we also decided to include on our profile is disable my account, because some people sometimes they need a break from like social media and all of those. So to deactivate your account, you click on deactivate account, and a link is triggered and sent to your email for verification. And once you receive that link, you can proceed to deactivating your account over there. So right now I'm going to go back to the home page and click on York University, for example. I have an admission with York, and I'm trying to see how I can like leverage my opportunities for scholarships. So I'll put in the keyword York, and I click on Find Scholarship. So over here, it takes you to our scholarships page. And here we have 22 results for Black student scholarship from York. And you can either filter by location or degree type. So as of now, we only have scholarships in Canada, specifically Ontario. And you can either decide to filter by either PhD, master's, or bachelor's degree. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click on the second option, which is Linder. And over here, you get a bit of more overview of what the scholarships entails, like the eligibility, how much the fund is, if it's for bachelor, master's, or PhD degree. So we have two steps here, workflows rather. You can either apply now or you can save for later. So I'm going to click on apply now, and this is going to redirect me to the institution's scholarships page where you can apply. And the reason why we did this is just to ensure like all the information is up to date at a timely manner. So I'm going to go back to our web application. So let's say, okay, I just decided to browse through and save the scholarships I'm interested in to come back to it. What I do is I click on Save for Later. And as you can see, it says scholarship saved. Then I go into my accounts, and there's an option there that says saved scholarships. So I'm just going to click on this one, and you have your scholarship saved there. I can always open it up to apply when I'm ready. And I can always also unsave it. So once you unsave it, click on unsave. It says scholarships removed from saved items. And if you go back there to verify, you can see that has gone away. So now I'm going to go back to the home page, and I will highlight. So on our home page, we also have an option to show latest scholarships instead of actually searching. If you, let's say, for example, you don't have admission and you just want to browse through to see which schools or institutions offer scholarship, you can always come in here to click on latest scholarships, and you can always view all scholarships as well. And it takes you back to our scholarship page. All right. So I'm going to talk about community. So we're not just a search engine for scholarships. We also want to engage our clientele, our users, and people that will be visiting our page. So over here, you're going to click on Ask a Question. And let me ask the question. How can I apply for scholarships at, let's say, York U, which is York University? Yep, I'm just gonna York U, and I can ask the question. So let's say I can say I have a typo here. I said York, so I'm gonna come in here and click on Edit, and I will just rectify the question I did there. So you have two options. You can also delete it as well if you don't want to pose the question. And you also have the ability to like a question. You have an ability to answer. I can just say, please check out Black Scholar, and I can add my answer there. And I can also share this question with people in my network. So I can share it on LinkedIn, I can share it on Twitter, I can share it on WhatsApp as well. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to talk about tips rather. So in the tips section here, we post tips and tricks on how to launch scholarships. And this is not just for domestic students, also for international students, immigrants coming from other countries that are not really aware of how to get successful scholarship in Canada. And we also talk about how you can write an essay that stands out as well, and all of those. And this is actually, the idea of doing this is to make sure our customers are engaged every time when they come into our web page. So we're going to be posting new content every month, which are scheduled on our end here. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and I think this is the part most people are excited for, which is the coaching field and section that we have. So there's some individuals that really need that guidance, right? They need to talk to someone to put them through. So if you're one of those individuals, what you need to do is come in here to book a coach. So you click on Get a Coach, and you have a form which is going to pop up, and you fill in your information. So I'm just going to do a quick, I'm just going to put my name, 25. And I'm going to put my phone number here. For privacy reasons, I'm just going to put anything there. And I'm going to put a country, so Canada. And you have a question like, how did you hear about those? This is not compulsory. So I'm just going to click on social media. And also, we also decided to put an option there for our users, right? Some people prefer to be contacted by email. Some of them prefer phone calls. So I'm just going to click on email. And it's also we also ask for the questions like, which program are you looking to get scholarships for? I can just click on masters and it's going to say, what session are you looking to get into? And I can just say summer, and I can put in the choice, like the school choice, York, for example, and I can put in my GPA if I want to. It's optional as well. So 3.5. I can either put in some more extracurricular interest, and you can give us a brief description or overview of any other thing you think we should know about, like your situation, your circumstance, and all of those. It's going to help for us to like align you to like a proper coach that's going to fit your need. And also we believe in transparency over here. So we already highlighted the cost of this particular service, which is $350 for a 5-hour session. So I'm just going to click on submit, and it's going to say, we'll contact you in 2 business days. Thank you. So that's a notification. So once you submit that, this goes to our back end. We have like an admin dashboard here, which we're still working on. For now, I feel like this is going to get us what we want to do. So here we have some sort of analytics, right? We know how many users have signed up. We know how many scholarships we have posted on our web application. We know how many tips we have there. And I think the most important right now is the leads, right? So over here, once you click on get a coach and you submit your information, we have your details here on the leads where we can potentially assign this to someone. So for instance, I'm going to click on the one which I just like entered, and I'll click on edit, and I can either assign that to someone on the team or a coach, right? To walk you through next steps, how to make payments and all of those. And I just click on save. Okay, so yeah, it's telling me that my email address is incorrect. So I'm just going to fill that in because I didn't have a domain there. So save, right? And I've assigned it to someone. So that is it for that. And also we're able to download this, this information here in Excel, and that's for reporting purposes and all of those. So I'm just going to go back to the home page here, and give me 1 second. And I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go back to our profiles page. So over here, we can also update our pictures. So I find that very interesting. Sometimes you just want to change it. You want to make sure your profile is alive and all of those. And that is pretty much a summary of our product. I hope you all are excited as we are to go on this journey. Thank you so much. And I'll pass it on to Mike.
All right, like Abby said, we hope you're excited for our product. We're just going to walk you through a few more things. The first is our revenue model. So for our revenue model, we anticipate to get 90% of our revenue from coaching. Like Abby already mentioned, it's a $350 per subscriber for a maximum of 5 hours. We plan on splitting it 60-40 with our coaches. We also plan on getting revenue through advertisement as well, and also sponsorship. So the next page will show you our financial projections for the next 5 years. And for our financial projections for the next 5 years, we anticipate to break even in our 3rd year. So this last 9 weeks, they've been a great experience for us. We thought it important to share what made us successful. Communication was the first one. We communicated frequently through our different Scrum meetings, also with our testers as well. We collaborated. Although we understood our functions, that didn't stop us from collaborating. So we had Scrum Masters working with our business analysts working with our POs. We also brought in Scrum values and also stood on the pillars of Scrum, we faced a lot of challenges navigating the manual data gathering process, but we're able to learn lessons like using design thinking approach, being open-minded, sharing knowledge, accepting feedback, and also taking time out to care for ourselves. On the next page, we'll show the tools that also made us successful that we're able to use during this process.
So I'm sure a lot of you are like, so what next, right? What next? This amazing product. What are we going to do with it next? So, and before I go into that, we also know the importance of data and privacy. So we have all our disclaimers out there in place as well. So what next? We're going to be registering our business first. We're going to register our business and our domain hosting. We're also going to optimize the coaching feature workflow to make sure it's better, it's streamless for all our users. And we're going to be adding the payments feature to this product. So like I said, so it's easier as well for our coaches and our users to make payments instead of like going through a hustle to make payments. And we're also going to be connecting our scholarship contents through API. So as Tomike stated earlier, we actually gathered 66 scholarships and we did that manually. We had to go in to vet the information, make sure it was correct, up to date and all of those. And that is just like a waste of time, to be honest, once we grow and move forward. So we're looking to connect APIs and optimize the use of APIs. So that is pretty much it for the next step. Thank you so much for listening to us. And I hope you enjoyed our presentation and you're looking forward to seeing our products in the market space.
All right, let's give them a round of applause, please, if you will. Thank you so much, guys. So you did it in good time. You have 15 minutes, you did it in about 16 and a half, so that's not bad. Let's try to keep the time. So let's get the judges' feedback. So what I'd like to do is get, I'll just point out to each judge and you can give us your thoughts and some feedback on what you might improve on, as well as what you thought was probably best about the presentation and the product. So we'll go in the same order. We'll start with Brigida. We have about 1 minute or two. Brigida, we can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I clicked on the video instead of the...
Yeah, no worries. You can see your beautiful picture.
All right. Thank you for that presentation, Black Scholar. Very, very well delivered, very relevant, good, very good content. And considering the amount of time that you've been given, there's actually a very rich functionality. You've touched on the actual scholarship, the community, the question and answer portion, and even as far as, you know, getting the coaches assigned. Actually, as you were going through the presentation, there were some questions that are popping in my head, and you're just like reading my mind and answering them, right? Like the what next. So, you know, very, very good. If there's any question that I would like to ask now is that, what are the challenges that you've encountered? You've talked about the good, you know, the collaboration, putting in the Scrum values, but what were the other challenges and how did you overcome that in delivering?
Yes, thank you so much. Abby, if you don't mind sharing your screen to the last slide. So we listed out some of the challenges we had. The first one being the manual data gathering process, and how we overcame it was that everyone on the team pulled their weight. We all pulled our weight, and also getting feedback from our testers, because our testers were everywhere. What we had to do was try to work with their time. We had to be flexible and open up our schedule as well. So Abby, the very last page, slide 27, and also getting statistics about Black students in Canada as well was a huge challenge we faced. We had to use multiple sites to be able to get the statistics that we use. And also where most of us were working full-time, also time was another challenge that we faced, but we're committed. We also had great coaches that helped us along the way, and we utilized the things that the coaches told us to do, which made our process effective.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brigida. Everyone in the audience, you can share your feedback in the chat. So you can share your feedback, your thoughts, even questions in the chat. Okay, so we're gonna go. Is Yeli here yet? I don't think Yeli is here. Is he? No. So we're gonna go to Jermaine.
First, I just want to say, like, yo, I was super, super impressed with what I just saw. I'm very passionate about getting representation of Black people up in tech. And while it's a problem that we need to address on like the talent acquisition level and leadership level, it's always good to know about like people that are thinking in the future and building up infrastructure to support that from like the institutional level. And there is a lot of area of opportunity for students to get more help when it comes to the education or post-secondary experience. It was very fluid. You know, the features are very clear. I saw the business needs for it. So like, I'm right on board. I was overall very impressed. I do have a piece of feedback that I would like to give. And it comes more towards the presentation side of things. When you're giving a presentation or especially when it comes to like a product focused presentation, I think it would be in your best interest and in the best interest of your product to describe the features, benefits, and the feedback would be to tell a story, hypothetical or in real life, you know, and tell it from like the perspective of the user that you'd be going. Tell us like, you know, what the ideal profile would be like, you know, what kind of issues they may be facing. And then as you're walking us through each of your products, you tell us how like that, each aspect of your product, you tell and you connect how that specific feature of that product will benefit that person and like ideally what the end result or the feedback would be. But otherwise, yo, I'm like super impressed. If you told me that this is put together by like a well-funded startup that had like hundreds of thousands to like a couple mil, I'd believe you. Honestly, well done.
Awesome. That's what I've been telling these guys for the last 9 weeks. I mean, I've worked on product teams, and the pace and the speed of innovation is not always this fast in this app. So thank you for that feedback, Jermaine. Let's go to Osh real quick.
Fantastic. I'm hoping you can see me. I still haven't changed my name, but this is Osh. Yeah, I mean, I think it was again, kudos to the team. I thought it was in my lifetime, I've seen quite a few presentations. I thought this was very well done. You know, like Jermaine said, you know, I think this is a product that that is absolutely necessary out there. From my perspective, I work in talent management, and you know, nurturing talent, Black talent is super important to us, to me. From a D&I perspective. And I think this is like, you know, getting folks ready for the market. And this is absolutely something that we need. There were a couple of things I really loved, if I want to be very specific. I love the fact that, you know, and, you know, to the first, sorry, I can't remember your name, judge's point, you seem to be answering a lot of questions even before I asked. So, you know, I was wondering, you know, so what if I don't have have admission? Am I able to, you know, does that preclude me from getting, you know, searching or getting access to a coach and all that stuff? And you answered the question. I thought that was great. And that's simply because a lot of times getting a scholarship is what people kind of is the first thing that makes people think about, you know, even going ahead to seek the admission. So are the scholarships out there? Can I pay for it? You know, and then, okay, let me go seek admission. So I thought that was good as well. I love the community. I love the coaching model, but kind of leads me to, you know, a suggestion. And it's more like, you know, something you might want to consider. I think you can provide some more details around the coaching service that's provided. First off, consider maybe a tiered coaching service. So you have coaching for, I think, 5 hours, you know, for a flat fee of $350. Well, some of us will need more than 5 hours, you know, and so maybe 5 hours is not, you know, exactly what every single person needs. And it goes back to Jermaine's point. You sometimes when you build things like this, it's better to tell the story from a persona perspective. So different personas, you know, would require different stuff, and you can probably use a persona to tell the story perhaps a little better. But other than that, I thought it was great. Like I said, this is one product that's, you know, personally, I will be looking out for in the market, you know.
Very nice to hear. Director of Acquisition of Talent, I heard you wants to get this product in the market. So you have one customer, maybe you might invest in your business. We'll
I
we'll
just
ask you.
might.
I think, did Jermaine have a question or Jermaine have a point? I see your hand up.
I did. I actually forgot to ask. How do you go about qualifying the coaches?
So for that one, what we did is we put together like a job description, and we actually went through interviewing multiple clients that were interested to come on board with us. So right now we have two. We have one specifically for graduate studies, and we have for undergrad. So that's what we did. We went through like the whole interviewing process to vet them, and also referrals as well, and verification, word of mouth, and all of those.
All right. Thanks for that question, Jermaine. We have a minute and a half for judges' feedback, but I think we'll extend by a bit if that's okay. A lot of good insight. So we're gonna go next to Sean.
All right. Well done. I do have some questions though, if that's all right. One of them is, I didn't see anything about competition in this space and how you are differentiated from your competition. I don't know if you want to give me like a 20-second on that, or okay.
Yes, so we actually, it's because of the time we have all of this prepared. We have our competitors here. For example, we have Grants Me Canada and we have Scholarship Canada. So Scholarship Canada, they offer coaching services as well regarding essays and also scholarship match, and they were founded in 2017. And while we have Scholarship Canada here, they're more of like a search engine, right? They don't have any like add-ons in terms of like features or services that guides their users to optimize the opportunities available for them. So what differentiates us here is we offer a community, a sense of togetherness. So that's our differentiating factor. And also the coaching is more tailored, right? We're not just putting out things out there. We want the users to be a part of us, right? That personal touch, that's our selling point here.
Okay. So overall, I like it. I can't believe you did all that in such a short time. And I love the tech slide. I could spend more time on that just because I'm a nerd and I really like to unpack all the tech that you use to make this happen. The one thing I would throw out is I do believe, so I'm always looking for new talent and I'm always promoting and trying to get diversity into tech. There's definitely, we need more people in tech in general, but definitely more diversity. And where I grew up, we were in the poor side of the tracks. And when electricity and things went off, we were the ones that got cut off. And we were the ones that the gas stopped getting service, electricity went off, the water lines went off during freezes and tornadoes. I grew up in Oklahoma. So there's people like me that wanted to get into tech and didn't know how and would love to have had a coach, but there's no way I could have afforded a coach. So my question is, for the underserved population, that this is great for people that have cash, but for people from the other side of the tracks, how would they go about getting money to get the coaching? Is there a mechanism for them to apply for maybe a scholarship that would pay for the coaching?
So that's actually very great. That's a great question. So part of our revenue stream is donation. There's some people that will donate to the course, and the money and the revenue we get from that portion, we're going to use it towards people that are not, that don't have the opportunity to pay for a coach or to even like go to university, because sometimes you might not even get a scholarship. But if we have enough funds from donation, we can look for someone that is a better fit for that resource, and we just use it for them.
Perfect. All right.
Interesting. So it's almost like Black Scholar itself could then start offering scholarships through Black Scholar.
Something like that. Yes, we talked about it, but we haven't mapped our process here on how we're going to do it, right? But it's something we're looking at as well.
Yeah, I think it's great, the idea that people that have the cash to get coaching and can get scholarships, and then promoting technology and getting people into the space is amazing. But then having a mechanism for somebody that the idea of even paying for gas to get to school is overwhelming, more or less coaching to go to school. So I love that idea. And I would, when you're ready, let me know. I'd love to help out if I can.
Thank you so much.
Very nice. We have another investor, another supporter. Okay, very nice. Thank you. And let's go to last but not least again, Jetty for sure.
Yes, and I know we're over time, so I'll try and keep it short, but I'm definitely going to be reaching out and asking a lot more questions because I think this is amazing, especially for the niche market you guys are targeting. In terms of key questions, or well, I guess let me jump into questions because in the interest of time, but great presentation. Would you say your key value proposition is the niche market or is the fact that you offer coaching?
I would say a bit of both, actually.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting. And how did the team come about choosing the key features to put into, I guess, MVP, because this would be an MVP.
Yeah. So what we did was we actually used a lot of, like, we used Miro. Yeah, Miro, I believe that's the name, for design thinking. And what we did, and because I used it earlier, like I think a couple of weeks before we joined this program, just playing around. And when we started this journey, I told everybody, okay, we have an account, throw all your ideas, right? Like nothing is a waste. All ideas are brilliant. So that's what we did. We threw all our ideas there. Then what we did was like we walked through priority. What is feasible? We worked closely with everybody on the team, from the UX designers, the developer, and we said, okay, what is feasible? What can we actually do within we actually developed this in 4 weeks, right? So what can we do in 4 weeks, you know? So yeah, that's what we did pretty much. And we stated what would differentiate us from someone else. Like we needed that strong wow factor. We didn't just want to do something basic, right? So we decided to like, okay, fine, these are our selling points. We should have it on our MVP and we improve on it. It's functional, but can it be better? Yeah, hell yes, it can be better, right?
It is. I'm blown away with the amount of work you guys put in this short amount, because it is a working prototype. And anyone in tech will understand, like sometimes demos would fall apart, but it went really smoothly. So I'm really impressed with what you guys have put together so quick. I have 2 more questions very quickly. In terms of the research, you mentioned that you built this in 4 weeks. So when did the research happen, and how, you mentioned that you also reached out and did some, I guess, interviews with people and stuff like that. But what other forms of research, or how long did that process take before you started applying the insights into your design?
So technically we started the research from week 2. So it was a 9-week program, and we started research from week 2 pretty much.
Okay.
And I think it was a bit easier for us to reach out to our audience because most of us are immigrants, right? We went through the struggles. So we kind of have insights, we have realities, we have family members, we have colleagues at work that go through the same challenges, right? So it was easier for us to gather this information through like interview. We also sent out questionnaires and surveys. So because once you have a questionnaire and surveys, you can reach out to like a larger audience. So all we did was forward it to our network, please repost and all of those, right? And we also streamlined it to also interviewing. After going through the survey, we did interviews for open-ended questions to get more insights, right? And that's what we pretty much did. And the good thing is that we actually had a lot of people come on board in terms of testing. We also did a lot of testing, and most of the users we reached out to get questions and feedback from, they showed interest that they wanted to actually test the product, and they're looking forward to it.
That's amazing.
I just wanted to jump in here to add that we also engage our testers. So we had our UX designer and an amazing Scrum Master utilize MailChimp to send out newsletters to our testers just so they were updated as well.
That's amazing, because I understand, I know how research could get, and the fact that you guys were able to keep in contact with them and use that again to pull them into the testing phase it was a great way to pull this off quite quickly. And I look forward to having more chats with you guys. I wish I knew who was who on the team, and but I do think we'll have more opportunities to chat about this. This is a
So
great one.
SkillHat's building a portfolio site that should be launched in about a week, where we'll show every single product, who worked on the teams, and then you can play with the product itself. So that's coming out as well. All right, I just kind of have to cut this off at this point because we're supposed to have 10 minutes of feedback. We had 17, which is good. It shows there's a lot of interest, and I'm very happy. Good job, team. So let's end this now so we can have energy for the other 2 teams, which are also equally impressive. So thank you very much, Black Scholar. Round of applause again for them, and for the judges, and for the coaches.